have arrived at a full moon at the end of the month of April. And this is a very, very, very significant full moon for all of us in the material world, and tribal peoples especially were very alert to this particular full moon because with the moon expanding its energy fields and its illumination in the night sky, the peoples of ancient tradition were inspired to get out and start actually putting seeds in the ground. This marked that beginning phase when the winds would be shifting to the south and the west, and warmth would be encroaching upon the land. So looking at it from the perspective of the ancient people, this particular full moon was a strong signal and an impetus to advance with one's vision and plans for preparation for the future. And on this occasion we have a full moon, which is referred to as the seed moon, occurring in a very interesting configuration. We have the Sun clustered with Mars and Venus in the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is the earth sign that appears in spring when it's time to start paying attention to our earthly duties, preparing to create a harvest in Virgo time. Being mindful and dutiful is a traditional part of this phase of the year. And as the moon opposes Mars and the Sun and Venus in Taurus from the sign of Scorpio, we see the intensity and the intention of this particular passage. Scorpio being symbolic of, well, a lot of us think of it as sex and death and rock and roll. The full moon in Scorpio does have all of the darker overtones of the old cycle being composted down, and a new cycle of renewal being brought forth upon the land. Scorpio is a very sexual and fertile sign, and so therefore it's very appropriate for this season. The Native Americans would, the men would go out on the full moon day and begin to harvest fish, and they would take parts of the fish, like the head and the tails and sometimes the skin and the fins, turn it over with the earth and put seeds in. So you had fish fertilizer that was going through that process of rot and decay, and that again goes back to that image of Scorpio going through its process of taking the old cycle and dismembering it almost, so that new growth can begin to appear. So with this full moon you will probably have some of those urges start to bubble up to the surface, because it is that time of planting seeds, metaphorically as well as in the most physical sense. This is a full moon that is going to be bringing some conflict for people, because you have to align intention and purpose and action all into that singular seed that you're planting your future with. You may find that people appear who are not exactly supportive of whatever it is that you would like to initiate. So intention and purpose is very vital as we move through this moon passage. Additionally, the moon is going to be sparking a little bit of a synergy with the planet Saturn, and Saturn with its rings is again giving us that image of confining our vision, confining our intention to a very specific goal. Those rings around the planet Saturn do give us the idea of concentration. Now, Saturn Moon opposing Sun, Mars, Venus, is in itself, in and to itself, a very dynamic sort of energy. And we're going to be having a few extra little sparks occurring here as Uranus is continuing to square Pluto. And those are two very heavy planets with a lot of gravity. So that's going to be overlaying the weekend. And in addition to that, we have Saturn in a very tight sextile to Pluto. So you're going to see a lot of energies that are very dynamic, that are somewhat conflictive, some combative energies out there with this full moon. So just as you pass through this next 48-hour period, make sure that your intention is clear and that you are being very mindful as to where you are placing your foot on your next step forward. This is going to be a beautiful full moon, so get out there and enjoy the night skies. It's a little bit of warmth will start creeping up from the south, and be a good evening to have a fire going in the old fire pit and honor the passage of the heavenly bodies and the various seasons and rhythms of our lives here in the material world. So get out there, share the love, pass the love around, and I'll see you probably with the next new moon that will be coming up in the sign of Gemini.